Welcome to day 2 with the Blackstar IDX Floor 1. So picking up from where we left off in the last video, we have 3 problems that we're going to try and solve today using the Architect software. The first problem is that I was dissatisfied with the minimum reverb length. The second problem is the noise gate was a little funky. And then the third problem is that the pedal parameter knob just straight up doesn't work. So what I've done since our last video is I've gone and downloaded the Blackstar Architect software. Quick note on this, the IDX Floor does not come with a USB cable, so you will need to supply your own USB cable to connect it to the computer. The second problem is that Blackstar does not make this software available to you without creating a Blackstar account. With Line 6 Helix, anytime there is a Helix update, you can go to line6.com and download the update straight from the messaging board. But with Blackstar, you do have to register your product, create an account, and then you finally get access to the software. So now that I've done both of those things, I have updated the firmware. So we can see if we click on the I button that there is no new firmware available. We're running the latest version. So the first test we're going to want to see is, does that fix my pedal knob? Turn on the tube screamer. Nope. Changing the knob does not do anything. Just as a quick rehash, we're going to go into the reverb section, try and change the mix. Nothing. So any setting that is on this right pedal knob doesn't work. The push functionality does, so I can page between settings, but I cannot adjust them with this pedal. So this pedal ships from the factory with a defect, but for the sake of these demos, we're going to press on. All right, so problem number 2 was the minimum reverb length. So let's see what I'm talking about there. So we're currently on the Ampton Plexi setting. We're going for that AC/DC sound. It's a lot of hall reverb there, so we're going to turn that off. So hearing without reverb, it just ends right away. So I'm used to having a plate reverb that I can reduce the size to 0 and just get a little bit of plate. Let's hear that. So it's still a pretty sizable echo length. I could decrease the mix, and I think that works just fine. But what I've also realized is that there are rooms settings here in the cab. I can't remember what they call this. Cab rig is what they're calling this. So we have a few cabs. We can't load custom IRs. So it's worth noting that what you see is what you get. You have 2 1x12s, a 2x12, and 2 4x12s. We're going to do a full kind of tone demo later, but right now we're just trying to solve the problems that came from the factory. So I've got the 4x12B loaded up with a dynamic mic, and then we have different room settings. So if I'm in the large room, fully cranked, and then the width is wide, let's hear that. It's a lot of room echo. So this could do the room thing too. Let me make sure my reverb is off here. So all the reverb we're hearing is from the cab rig room settings. So I have wide, I have spaced, sounds pretty much the same, and then I have close. That is a little shorter to my ears. So I could be far more reasonable. In a realistic setting, we would turn this down if we were at halfway. We're just getting a little bit of action coming off, and then if I go to wide, we're getting a little bit more. So those are some usable settings there. Again, wide and spaced, I didn't hear much of a difference. Close, and the other 2 there is. I do have 3 room sizes, so let's go back to the max setting on wide, just so we can hear it. All right, so medium sounds muffled. Small sounds brighter, but the same length as medium. And then large, you get a little bit of a tail going on there. So all three of these are great options. If we're in small and we're in close, you can hear that by changing the room setting, it actually changes the tone of what you're playing when you get to a certain point. Let's go from top to bottom, bottom to top. So that's actually pretty cool. So I don't know if this solves the reverb problem because you still can't control the decay length to be exactly what you want it to. You have to pick from these preset options and balance it against the tonal change you're getting. It is worth noting that there is an in-the-room microphone sound. Let's hear what that is. So right now we're on 57 dynamic, SM57. So that adds some honky midtone and kind of cuts the treble response. Let's go back to 57. So reverb is okay. My knob is still broken. And then the third thing was around the noise gate. So here in the software, the noise gate is still a single knob setting. Let's see if we can replicate what was happening yesterday. So yesterday I was on the 6L6. And then the use case is like you're jamming out and then you want to change your guitar. So here we are jamming. And you can hear that hum coming through really loud. If I turn up the noise gate, it does kill it. So I guess that's a non-issue too. Maybe yesterday there was just something weird with how the knob was behaving on the physical pedal, but in the software, if you punch the noise gate up to about 9.3, you can get a good reduction of the hum there. Let's plug it back in. So that single knob does make a difference in terms of the mute time, it seems, in addition to the amount that it's cutting. So I would say that this is a viable noise gate as well. So noise gate is solved. It was just something weird happening yesterday. The reverb is solved with a combination of using the mix knob on the plate reverb and using the room reverb that's part of cab rig. And then my knob is still broken. So those are the three things. Thanks for hanging out today. Our next video is going to be a proper tone comparison. Enough fooling around here trying to figure out what's good and what's not. We're going to do some classic tones, probably not using the presets, probably making our own. So we'll see you next time.